attitude of the group coming back, preparing for a playoff game?
Kind of, business as usual in many ways. I guess a little bit of, added focus, I think, just attention as we move into knockout round. It's tournament play now. So, but I think the group has gone through their routine. The guys who played last week just recovering and starting our preparations over the last couple of days. Tomorrow, another day of preparation. And, some of that entails video, some of it entails stuff on the field. It's all that. So, but the mentality's been great, and I know guys are excited to have this opportunity to make some hay in the playoffs, and see what we can do.
12 o'clock start time sort of surprise you at all, and how does that affect preparation?
Yeah, I mean, the grand scheme of things, it is what it is. I think the playoffs are about evening games when the lights are on and the fans are out and it's a little bit chill in the air. I think that's what the playoffs are about when it comes to game times, but sometimes TV dictates otherwise. So it is what it is. It's been that way in our league for a long time. So we got to be ready to play. Doesn't matter the time. Obviously, Nashville's a good team, and we've got to be ready to execute at noon.
You've had success against them. Here, you had a lot of possession. I believe you got the late goal. There, you probably should have won, but you ended up in a draw. What do you take from those two meetings here heading into this game?
Yeah, I think, the same as for me. They're a team that defends well. They're stingy. They don't give up much on their goal. You got to take your opportunities when you get them. They do a great job of keeping themselves in games. They're a good team, but they're also very good in the transition. They're very good on set pieces. They're competent, obviously, and with the ball and in their set attacks, but they're a team that they can defend well and they can hurt you in certain phases of the game for sure. So we have to play 90 minutes, full concentration, understanding that when we do have the ball, we're not necessarily at our safest in that moment, that we got to make sure that we're protecting ourselves. But they have different ways that they can catch you. And the biggest thing for them is that they just don't give up a whole lot. And so you got to take your opportunities when you get it.
I know earlier this season there was a moment in time where you said maybe the guys were a little bit intimidated playing at home, or it wasn't the fortress you wanted it to be. Over the last 11 games, you guys have picked up that momentum, and I don't think that fear is as evident anymore. Is there something that's changed in your mind with how this team is playing?
Yeah, and I don't know if the right word is fear or the right word is, I think it's expectation to come out here and to dominate teams and to win games at the rate that it had been done in the best years of the past. So I think there's some of that, and our fans expect good quality soccer and they expect results. And so I think managing some of that expectation early on with our group had been a challenge. I think the group is more mature now. We've got, obviously with the additions of guys, we've got more veteran guys, more guys with big experience and bigger environments, things like that with expectation. Maybe some of that helps. Also, momentum helps when you're getting results, whether it's on the road or anywhere. You start to have that confidence and clarity in terms of how you go about getting results. We've won games coming from behind. We've done some of the things that we weren't doing consistently early days, and we're doing those things now. So I just think there's just the rhythm within the group, the belief within the group. Again, that confidence within the group is at a good level. So now you have the big moment, which is the playoffs, the knockout game, and you're in your home stadium in front of your crowd, which is where you want to be. And now it's just about executing for 90 minutes plus if you have to, and getting a result.
Managing the expectation was the right way of articulating
that.
Yeah,
sure.
With Douglas, a pro like him coming in here and kind of feeling it out, what he's gone through and the momentum he's found, what can you say about his ability to be coached, his ability to fit with the way this team is playing, and what you've learned about his adaptability over the course of the season?
Yeah, again, I think, I said this when Douglas came in, I think his intentions to be a difference maker, his intentions to be a part of the team, all of those things were good. I think physically he was going through some struggles just to find his confidence in his body and himself physically, and so that he could do the things that he needed to do at the speed that he could do them, to be at near or at his best. And so some of that was taking place. At the meantime, when you come in and you don't have those moments that you think everybody's expecting you have, it's hard sometimes to integrate into the group because you're not delivering what you feel like you can deliver or what you think other people can deliver. So I think just he's worked himself through the process. He's integrated himself with the team. He's, with the help of our medical staff. He's found a good level of that physical confidence that he needs to be able to execute. All those things have started to come to fruition as the season started to wind down, and I think he's been doing very well, and he's been executing, and he brings our team another level of class, something different, just something unique, and not just in the run of play, but even in set pieces and different things like that. So it's been great, and you can tell he's really immersed himself in the group, and he's excited to be here, and he really enjoys playing the game with the guys that are out there, and all those things have come together a little bit more for him, and it was a challenge at the start for sure.
Greg, you guys of course knew about Ricky's talent before he got here, but
Sure.
just seeing him fit in that way and the way he's developed in that short period of time and it changed the game, just having those minutes regularly, that consistency and the trust that you guys have in him, how much has that, you feel, has had an impact in his game?
Well, he's obviously extremely talented. That's the foundation of anything that a good player can do to be effective. He's talented. He's a smart player. He has a wonderful feel for the game. So, he came. He was excited to be a part of this team and a part of the project. He's integrated himself quickly into the group just because of his personality. He's easygoing. He's light. He's fun. He's all the things that bring some youthful energy into our group, in addition to the veteran guys that we've added to the group. So. All of that, and for him, it's opportunity to play. It's playing inside of a structure that makes sense for him and inside of a style of play that makes sense for him. Those pieces are all fitting together, and then when he goes on the field, he does his thing. He does Ricky's thing, and we give him the structure to help him and put players around that can also be helpful for him. Give him a style that makes sense for him, and allow him the opportunity and the space to do some of the things that he's certainly capable of doing. And he's done that, and he's integrated himself quickly into the group and had an impact for sure. So it's nice, but also it's the energy that he's capable of bringing into the game and just the locker room and everywhere else. It's also been useful for our group. It's helped us define another layer to our culture that has been not just workmanlike, but fun in a way. So he's brought some of that too.
Speaking of the veteran players, and Chicharito was talking about how many people thought when he came to MLS that he was done. And then last year he had 17 goals. Now he had 18. He's 34 years old and still giving his best, trying to
Sure.
take care of his body. Just what can you say about his work ethic and what he does every day for us to get to see that,
Sure.
that version of him?
Yeah, again, I think he's certainly had a tough time when he first arrived. Those are well documented. But in that off season before I got here, he had certainly recommitted himself to getting himself shaped, getting his world around him into a position where he was comfortable and his mind was at ease and he could focus on his career. And then our goal, again, just like Ricky, is to bring a style of play and a way of attacking that can suit our striker and how he's going to score goals. We don't rely on Javier to have to make a bunch of plays for himself. We, as a team, we try to create good opportunities for him to find spaces and to find goal-scoring moments through the way we want to play. And then he uses his incredible strength, which is his running, his movement off the ball, is the way he can find space inside of the box, his timing on his movement, all those things, because he reads the timing of the passer. These things are just such a high level, which he's capable of doing. So I think we give him also the space to be able to work every day to make sure that he's ready come game time, and working with him instead of telling him what to do all the time. We work with him to try to create a process that really works for him to deliver, game in and game out. And so he's putting in the work. We're doing it collaborative together as a group and trying to construct also the team around him in a style that helps him to be successful. All those things come together, and it doesn't really matter necessarily how old you are. It matters whether your connection in the group is working, and certainly he's been able to do that.
He's the MVP final candidate. How special would it be for him to get that recognition?
Yeah, it would be amazing. Again, just from his progression over the last couple of years, also just the way he's helped us to build the team back up to where it is, taking a big role in terms of, again, scoring goals for us, but also his presence, his emotional contributions to the game and the team and the leadership. All those things have been really big to help get us back into this playoff moment, and hopefully we can run with it in this playoffs and take the club back into a positive position, maybe even a championship position. But his work rate over the last, and his leadership has been a part of that as well.
Greg, any injury updates? We saw Victor leave a little early practice.
I have no indication. It looked like he kind of got kneed in the back there, whether it's the back of the gluteus or the hamstring or the back, I'm not sure, but it looked like it was just a little bit of a ball confrontation there where he maybe caught a knee. So I don't know. I don't have an indication of where he's at yet. Everybody else healthy and ready to go.
You saw Mark come off early against Houston. Did everything check out okay with him?
Yeah, he's okay. He was he got caught in the back of the neck and was just was a little bit just having a hard time vision-wise, and so it was just more of a precaution to get him off, but he's okay.
And then with Ricky, I mean, his first game you brought him on as a sub, but from then he's been putting up, pretty much a full 90 minutes.
Are you thinking I should have started him in that game?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
were
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
concerned about how he would handle all the minutes so quickly? I mean, after that first week of training?
No, not really. I mean, he's young, which helps. His fitness level coming into it was good. We had talked to him, but also kind of tested him and to see where he was at. Part of the reason we didn't start him right off the bat was to give him a little bit of time to integrate himself, but also to kind of just see the league and see what he was getting himself into and what the games look like. And we tried to roll him in, but I think during that stretch we had some games that were coming pretty quick because it was the New England, then to Toronto straight away, and then we were home against Kansas City. So we got him into the mix, but he can cover ground. So there's some guys who just run easy, and it's certainly not the thing that they are that they need a lot of work at. And he's one of those guys. He's young. He's a runner. He can cover ground. I think he could do that if he was off for 2 months. I think he could still come out and run and cover ground. So for us, there wasn't much in him being able to handle the minutes. It was more just an integration and making sure that we did it the right process and the right way. And and he's been great. And since that little stretch, we've been 1 game a week for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So that's given guys plenty of time to recover and prepare and all that.
Greg, apart from watching his tape and scouting him, do you have a memory of a first interaction where you realized just how energetic he was and how contagious that could be?
Yeah, most of it is my recollection of him playing over the past few years when he would play for Barcelona. A lot of hype and talk about this young guy who was coming through the system, the next Iniesta, those types of things that were being said. And I'm a Barcelona fan, so I watched the games, so I knew who he was. I knew kind of his ideas and the way he played. So when there was some indication that he might be coming, I had that previous sort of experience from watching him, but then just going back and looking at the way he played in his game, I knew he could bring something a little bit more dynamic, a little bit different to our team. The movement with the ball, not just the receive and pass and manipulation, but actually the speed at which he can move with the ball, find new spaces, eliminate the first defender, things like that become just different in our midfield. So we were, obviously that was exciting, but a little bit of it's just past recollection. Some of it is going back and re-scouting, just re-looking, just to see, okay, what this piece is going to look like inside of our group. But it didn't take long. I mean, it's a player with his pedigree and learning and his qualities certainly fits into our group and brings us something a little bit different than what we've had before.
In one sentence, can you describe the intensity that this match is going to require?
Well, I think the intensity of the game is, I don't know if I can do anything in one sentence, Michael. That's the problem, So what I'd say, it's going to take the highest level of intensity that we've had all season, along with the highest level of concentration and attention to detail that we've had all season. Again, they're a dangerous team who's comfortable when they don't have the ball and dangerous when they get the ball in transition, set pieces, all those kinds of things. So concentration, intensity, keywords, 5 sentences.
Were you a comma guy in school? You used a lot of commas, right?
I never had run-ons. I just had lots of sentences.